Have you ever walked into a store, saw a jacket priced at $300, and then felt like a $150 one was a steal? Or met someone who seemed rude in the first 5 minutes, and no matter what they did after, you just didn't like them? That, my friend, is the anchoring effect at work. Today we're diving deep into this sneaky psychological trick your brain plays on you, and how you can actually use it to make smarter decisions, influence others, and win in life. Here's the hack. The first number, word, or impression you see in a decision-making situation becomes your mental anchor, and it can distort your judgment without you realizing it. In other words, your brain clings to the first piece of information it sees, even if it's random or irrelevant, and everything after that is compared to it. So what exactly is the anchoring effect? It's a cognitive bias, a mental shortcut, where we rely too heavily on the first piece of information offered, the anchor, when making decisions. Think of your brain like a ship. That first number or idea, it drops anchor, and no matter how far you try to sail, your thinking stays tethered. The term was coined by psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman in 1974. In a study, they spun a wheel with random numbers, then asked participants to guess the number of African countries in the UN. The crazy part? People who saw higher numbers on the wheel guessed higher numbers overall, even though the wheel had nothing to do with the question. Why does this happen? Your brain is lazy efficient. It wants a starting point. Once you get that anchor, you adjust, but not enough. So if someone says, "This watch is worth $10,000, even if it's junk," anything below that starts sounding reasonable. Let's break this down with everyday examples you'll totally relate to. 1. Retail pricing. That $100 shirt marked down to $49. That's no accident. The $100 price is an anchor. Even if $49 is still too much, it feels like a deal. Ever wonder why everything is originally $499? Anchoring. 2. Job interviews. First impressions matter a lot. If you walk in with confidence, a smile, and solid posture, the interviewer's brain sets an anchor. This person is sharp, and that influences how they interpret everything you say after. 3. Courtrooms. Research shows that when lawyers suggest a high amount for damages, even if unreasonable, juries tend to award more. They've been anchored. 4. Sports. When a rookie player scores big early in their career, fans and scouts anchor their expectations on that performance, even if it was a fluke. 5. Online dating. First photo, first bio line, first message. It sets the tone. If it's awkward or creepy, people mentally label you, and it's hard to bounce back. All right, now let's talk real talk. How to use this bias to your advantage in different parts of life. 1. Salary negotiations. Don't wait for the employer to throw out a number. Set the anchor yourself and go higher than you expect to get. Studies show the final number will usually land closer to the anchor. 2. First dates and first meetings. Be intentional about your first impression. Dress well, smile, be genuinely curious. That first minute? That's the anchor that shapes everything they feel about you. 3. Sales and marketing. If you're selling something, always start with the highest tier option. Even if they don't buy it, you've set the anchor, and everything else seems cheaper. Example, our platinum package is $999 a month, but our gold is only $399. Suddenly, $399 sounds like a steal. 4. Time management and productivity. Start your day with a quick win. Do the hardest task or most important one first thing in the morning. That becomes your anchor, and everything else feels easier by comparison. 5. Self-talk and mindset. Anchor your self-image every morning. Instead of saying, "I hope I don't mess up," say, "I'm focused, I solve problems." Your mind will follow that anchor. 6. Parenting and leadership. Set the standard early. First expectations become the anchor for behavior. If you start lax and try to tighten up later, it's harder. Start with discipline and consistency, and everything else gets easier to manage. So, here's the big takeaway. Anchoring is always happening, whether you're aware of it or not. The first number, impression, or word sets the tone. It's not fair, but it's real. So use it intentionally. Set the tone, frame the conversation, and always be the one who drops the anchor instead of reacting to someone else's. Thanks for hanging out today. If this blew your mind even a little, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, anchor smart and steer your decisions like a pro.